Hello everyone, this is Ed from Techvarium, and today we will run multiple tests on the LG's latest Android handset G3 and iPhone 5S from Apple that was released almost a year ago. Please note that both of these two devices are actually brand new, so all tests are fair to both phones. Our test will include a boot up speed test, app installation speed test, performance speed test, which will include benchmarking of 4 different apps, and then finally we will run a processor benchmark on both handsets through Geekbench 3, which is available for both iOS and Android devices. Please note, there are multiple other ways how you may compare the performance of these two devices, but in this video I will just focus on these 4 major tests. The phone that gets the most points will be our ultimate winner. So let's test both phones for their boot up speed. The time starts with the clicking of the on and off button and stops when the operating system is fully booted up. As you will see in most of these tests, the winner will be obvious even without a timer. Also, I have spliced out certain portions of these benchmarks to save your time. So the startup test winner is the LG G3. Now I'm going to test both phones for app installation speed. I will use Facebook app as an example. Please note that both phones are on the same Wi-Fi network and an official Facebook application is being installed from Google Play on the LG G3 and an App Store on the iPhone 5S. I'm not exactly sure as to why there's such a delay in downloading and installing a Facebook app on the iPhone 5S, but the total time is 2 minutes. The winner of this test is the LG G3. Now let's try a relatively simple game that most of you have seen. I will use Angry Birds for a comparison, so it will be easy to see the difference, if any. Angry Birds almost never uses extensive processing power, and therefore we can't see the difference here. And as you can clearly see, I suck at Angry Birds. It is a tie on this one. Google Earth app is a good one to test here. I know from the past that it lags on some devices, but let's see what happens here. As for the city, I tried to come up with a location that has densely packed buildings, and we will use the Times Square, New York for this comparison. As you can see, there is a difference. When I magnify the image and start moving the map around, both phones lag at times, but even if slightly, LG G3 seems to be a little bit slower. Let's not forget that we are dealing with a much larger screen and that has more densely packed pixels. Subjectively, iPhone does better on this one. As we all know, there is no FaceTime on Android smartphones, so let's see how Skype plays out on both devices. Both handsets are on the same Wi-Fi network and are already connected. Moving the phones around creates virtually no lag. It is a tie on this one again. And our favorite now, the YouTube app. It is a bit harder to navigate through the video on an iPhone, as you need to drag the button through the timeline rather than tapping on an individual segment of the video like you can do it on an Android. I will say that both load the video equally fast. It is a tie again on this one. And finally, let's check camera speed performance for both cameras. iPhone seems to take photos just a tad quicker, and as many of you know, it comes with the slow-mo, which I personally like as a feature. Aside from that, great pictures on both. But for the purposes of the camera performance and image processing power, iPhone is the winner again. Now that we came to our final last test, let's run Geekbench 3 on both phones and see what the results are. Android takes a bit longer to complete, and its single-core result is almost a half of an iPhone's single-core processing power. The dual-core benchmark is roughly the same, with the LG G3 having a slightly lower score. The winner on this one is the iPhone. As you can see, the ultimate winner of these tests is the iPhone 5S. Please remember that this is a benchmark comparison rather than a review. Even though iPhone 5S came out about 11 months ago, it still presents as a very great competitor. When compared with the latest phones on the market, it does great. It is not to advertise, but it is just to merely show what device has a greater processing power. It is certainly a matter of personal choice when choosing a device, and those that are Android fans will definitely go for an LG G3 regardless. From here it becomes purely a personal choice. Please post below if you have any questions and I will do my best to get back to you. Now if you enjoyed this video, show some love to that like button down below and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you guys in our next Techvarium review very soon.